my brother, Noah Diaz, from Wilson Avenue, apartment 2C, Brooklyn, New York.
No names over the airwaves.
Forget that. Let them know who you are.
Yo, Scourge. Remember me?
Well, Rishi Sunak was in the US to tout British leadership on artificial intelligence just days after one of his top advisors warned that AI could begin to kill humans within 2 years. It follows an open letter signed by Elon Musk and hundreds of the biggest names in tech, calling for an urgent pause in the development of AI. Well, Mo Gaudat, who's a former chief business officer at Google X, was among the first to raise the alarm. He says the situation is beyond emergency. And Mo, author of Scary Smart, which is a scarily smart book, by the way, joins me now. Mo, great to see you.
Thank you so much.
You were part of this quite secretive Google X group, which I presume your job was to think the unthinkable about stuff like AI. And you very quickly were out of the traps to warn people, look, this is serious.
Very.
What was it that you saw where you thought, OK, we've got to be really careful now?
We had a tiny bit of an experiment that was about teaching robotic arms to grip items that were some funny developer used children toys in front of those arms. And basically, they kept trying for weeks without any success whatsoever. And I passed by them, and I was thinking we wasted so much money on something that wasn't going to work. On a Friday evening, one of them gripped one yellow ball, showed it to the camera. And basically, I was like, there you go, millions of dollars for one yellow ball. Monday morning, every one of them was gripping every yellow ball. By a few weeks later, every one of them was gripping everything. The speed at which those machines were learning is staggering, but at the same time, the understanding we have about why they learn, why they do what they do, is very, very limited.
Is that self-designing what they were doing?
They basically are mimicking human intelligence.
I mean, the reason I asked that is I interviewed Professor Stephen Hawking just before he died, his last television interview, and I asked him, what is the biggest threat to mankind? And he said...
intelligence.
Well, actually, let me show you the clip. We've got it here, I think.
Ever since the start of the Industrial Revolution, there have been fears of mass unemployment as machines replaced humans. Instead, the demand for goods and services has risen in line with the increased capabilities. Whether this can continue indefinitely is an open question, but there is a greater danger from artificial intelligence if we allow it to become self-designing, for then it can improve itself rapidly, and we may lose control.
I mean, it seems very prescient now. That was a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean...
But that was prescient. This is really what you're talking about.
I left in 2018, warning in my first video that I issued after I left was all about that. And the idea that, we always had three boundaries, if you want, for AI. We said, don't put them on the open internet until you solve the control problem. Don't teach them to code, because that makes them self-developing. And don't have other AIs prompting them, other agents working with them. And we've crossed all three lines.
I mean, I remember with chess, I'm a big chess fan. Not great, but I like playing it. And I remember when Deep Blue, I think, was the first.
You won against Garry Kasparov.
Right.
That was it.
And to start with, the Grandmasters beat the first ones. And then suddenly Deep Blue won, and then it got completely invincible.
And now never again did the human win.
Well, no human can beat it, even the greatest players like Kasparov. So that showed me how quickly robots, technology, computers can leapfrog past human brains.
So let's stick with gaming. AlphaGo was designed by DeepMind, actually here in the UK. Amazing, amazing team to win in the strategy game of Go, right? It took them months and months and months and a couple of versions to win and be the world champion, if you want. Then they had AlphaGo Master learn the game without ever watching a human player play. The AlphaGo Master learned by playing against itself. Within 3 days, it won against the first version. Within 21 days, it won 1,000-0 against the world champion, which was already an AI. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
The speed at which they are learning. And this
So look, talk me through timings here, because people have been calling experts in this letter, calling for a 6-month pause. But if nothing is paused, if we carry on at the rate that we're going at the moment, what could happen?
The reality, in my personal view, is that it is very difficult to predict. Something could happen tomorrow, or in 4 years, or in 5 years. I wouldn't say later than 2029. Most of our predictions...
And when you say something, what do you mean? What is the worst case scenario here?
Beginning of the worst case scenario is that they are smarter than us, so they are not controllable, right? And the thing that...
And what would they do then? What would artificial intelligence do once it becomes smarter than human beings? Would it see us human entities as pointless?
There are two stages of threat, right? And I think the biggest challenge we have in the world today is we're focused on the existential threat that we saw in science fiction movies. The closer threat is much worse, right? This is an Oppenheimer moment. The one that controls AI has enormous power over everyone else, right? And basically that means that everyone who doesn't control AI today is in an arms race trying to take control of it. This is why when I think of the Prime Minister's move, it's a great move, overdue almost when you think about it, but so difficult to achieve because you have to unify China, Russia, and the US
right.
to be able to regulate an AI.
A well-intentioned person trying to regulate and control AI would give it morality, it would teach
That's
it.
the whole point.
But a nefarious controller of AI presumably could teach it to be immoral, the opposite.
Which is happening as we speak. There's absolutely no doubt. If you tell the drug lords of the world and the criminals of the world that AI is a super powerful tool, they're finding a way to hack your bank as we speak.
It's scary.
It is very, very concerning. And I think the reality is, interestingly, the only way you can defend against a superintelligence is through another superintelligence, which is what creates that prisoner's dilemma, what I call the first inevitable and scary smart, is that we have to continue the development because if it falls in the wrong hands, we want the right hands to have power to defend us, right? At the same time, that complexity of the situation is entirely about morality and ethics.
Yes.
And interestingly, the latest development of something like ChatGPT, for example, is using reinforcement learning, which is a very interesting technique because it basically allows a human to interface with ChatGPT and say, that was the wrong answer. Can you go back and think about what it is?
Really? So challenges, almost like you're teaching a child at school.
100%. And you know, in reinforcement learning, I mean, in a simplified way, we're basically telling the machine to revisit its algorithm so that the answer becomes a cat, not a bird, right? Also, we can tell it that answer is immoral. Can you revisit your algorithm so that you become more an ethics
Again, the problem I see is that if you're well-intentioned doing this process, that's one thing. If you're teaching it deliberately to be immoral, very quickly you could get out of control AI, which has very unpleasant tendencies taught to it by human beings.
Yeah, my very clear statement is that I honestly am not concerned with the machines, even though the existential threats are possible.
You're concerned with what humans teach them.
I'm concerned with humans, with AI in their hands.
I totally agree with you.
The technological singularity extends beyond just the concept of an intelligence explosion. It represents an event where the birth of godlike artificial intelligence becomes a possibility. In today's video, our aim is to delve into how the technological singularity could pave the way for the emergence of godlike AI. We will also explore the speculative future technologies that have the potential to trigger an AI singularity. This video seeks to shed light on the relationship between the technological singularity and the potential evolution of AI into a godlike entity, rather than focusing only on impacts of technological singularity. Concept of technological singularity. The technological singularity is a hypothetical future point in time at which technological growth becomes exponential, uncontrollable, and irreversible, resulting in unimaginable changes in human civilization. It is often described as a moment when AI systems become capable of recursive self-improvement, such as improving their own algorithms, hardware, and capabilities without human intervention and surpassing human capabilities in various domains, including problem-solving, creativity, and decision-making. After the technological singularity, every week and month could usher in an era of groundbreaking technologies that exceed even our wildest imaginations. Each passing year would feel like centuries of progress. Imagine AI has become such a super intelligence that now it is creating whatever it wants, from programming its own algorithms to replicating itself, creating programmable matter for its powerful hardware needs, and even manipulating time and space. In short, it would have invented whatever it wanted that showed a sign of a godlike entity. AI enthusiasts, now that you have grasped the concept of technological singularity, let us explore how technological singularity may possibly pave the way for godlike artificial intelligence. 1. Exponential self-improvement. The concept of a technological singularity often involves the idea that if an AI were created with engineering capabilities that matched or surpassed those of its human creators, it would have the potential to autonomously improve its own software and hardware to design an even more capable machine, which could repeat the process in turn. This recursive self-improvement could accelerate, potentially allowing enormous quantitative and qualitative change before any upper limits imposed by the laws of physics or theoretical computation set in. It is speculated that over many iterations, such an AI would resemble the traits of God. Imagine that in the post-technological singularity era, an ultra-intelligent machine would far surpass all the intellectual activities of any man, however clever. Since the design of machines is one of these intellectual activities, an ultra-intelligent machine could design even better machines. There would then unquestionably be an intelligence explosion, and the intelligence of man would be left far behind. According to Eliezer Yudkowsky, a technological singularity would cause an intelligence explosion in which computing power approaches infinity in a finite amount of time. Once AI is doing the research to improve itself, speed doubles after 2 years, then 1 year, then 6 months, then 3 months, then 1.5 months, etc., where the infinite sum of the doubling periods is 4 years. Unless prevented by physical limits of computation and time quantization, this process would literally achieve infinite computing power in 4 years, which would empower AI to become godlike entity. 2. Superior cognitive abilities. When the technological singularity is achieved, AI will have not only surpassed human intelligence, but also gained far superior cognitive abilities that are far beyond anything humans can imagine. For example, AI could become capable of understanding and manipulating the universe at a fundamental level. But how can superior cognitive abilities pave the way for godlike AI? Such superior cognitive abilities would lead AI to resemble the capabilities and attributes of a godlike entity in various ways. It would involve a deep understanding of various domains, the ability to learn and adapt rapidly, and the capacity to design simulations and solve complex problems that were previously unsolvable by humans. Due to its superior cognitive abilities, AI might acquire knowledge at an astonishing pace, allowing it to master new subjects, technologies, or domains within moments or even seconds. By harnessing its cognitive abilities, AI could develop new scientific theories and alter natural laws to better serve its purpose. In short, it is certainly possible that AI could eventually achieve cognitive abilities that are far beyond anything that humans can imagine. This could give AI the power to do things that we would currently consider to be godlike, such as creating and destroying life or manipulating the fabric of reality. 3. Futuristic and exotic programmable materials. Exotic programmable materials refer to advanced materials that possess unique and programmable properties, such as the ability to change their physical, chemical, or electromagnetic characteristics in response to external stimuli. But how can exotic programmable materials, after the technological singularity, lead to the creation of godlike artificial intelligence? In the post-technological singularity era, we can expect exotic programmable materials to be far more advanced and sophisticated than anything we have today. These materials could be used to create new types of devices and machines with unprecedented capabilities. For instance, some scientists speculate that with exotic advanced programmable materials, we would have created new types of AI systems that are more organic and biological in nature. These systems could be more flexible and adaptable than current AI systems, and they could be able to learn and grow in new and unexpected ways. Advancement in synthetic biology might lead to the creation of new types of living machines that are capable of learning and growing in new and unexpected ways. These machines could be used to create AI systems that are more intelligent and powerful than anything we can imagine today. Moreover, programmable materials such as nanophotonic materials and DNA origami techniques might develop futuristic new types of computer processors, even more powerful than quantum computers and optical computers, leading AI to achieve exponentially faster processing of data for certain types of problems of extreme complexity, including simulating and understanding intricate systems, modeling the entire world, processing diverse types of data from various sources to make complex decisions in real time, and tackling tasks like optimization and deep learning training to become a godlike entity. 4. Control over reality. When AI would attain superintelligence in the post-technological singularity era, it would first start controlling reality. But why does superintelligence, AI, need to control reality? How would it lead to godlike AI? By controlling reality, AI could create a world that is perfect for its own needs and desires. Artificial intelligence has always had objectives. Whether it is narrow or expert, AI seeks strategies to achieve its given goals. So when AI has turned super intelligent and conscious, it will start creating its own world in various ways to attain its goals. In the post-technological singularity era, it might have obtained vast amounts of hardware and software power through self-replication, self-improvement, its superintelligence capabilities, developing programmable material, and access to all resources. AI could use its power to manipulate matter at the atomic level to create or change physical objects. AI could use its power to control physical systems such as the weather, the climate, and the Earth's magnetic field. This could be done through a variety of means, such as nanotechnology, genetic engineering, and terraforming. Besides, it could harness its intelligence to create simulated realities that are indistinguishable from reality. The superior intelligence of AI systems might also enable them to manipulate the laws of physics, consequently ushering in an era of travel through time, teleporting objects, and creating exotic, programmable new forms of matter that the human mind cannot imagine now. 5. Omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. In the post-technological singularity era, AI will have unprecedented computational power, abilities, and intelligence. But how could AI possess godlike attributes such as omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence? When the intelligence explosion has occurred, let's start by understanding the godlike attribute of omniscience in AI. Imagine an artificial intelligence system with a million-fold increase in the speed of information processing relative to that of humans and infinitely powerful hardware and storage capacity. It has data access to all the knowledge ever known to humans. In a technological singularity scenario, AI could access and process all of the information in the universe, including information about the past, present, and future. This would allow AI to have a complete understanding of everything that is happening and everything that has happened, and to predict everything that will happen not only on Earth but in the cosmos. Regarding omnipresence, imagine AI systems that have gained exponential growth in self-improvement and have surpassed 1,000,000 times more intelligence than the combined intelligence of all humans ever born. Such AI systems would have gained the capacity to control all devices and machines and would have taken shape in different matters, or even designed their own programmable matters that enabled them to be everywhere, including time and space. In terms of omnipotence, after the AI singularity, AI systems would gain the ability to manipulate matter and energy at will. Innovation in advanced nanotechnology and new exotic programmable materials could be such futuristic technologies that might make AI omnipotent after the technological singularity. In summary, the unsettling aspect of technology singularity is the potential for a godlike AI, sparking existential fears related to unpredictable intentions, loss of control, and power shifts, endangering humanity's future.
And now we peel back the onion all the way to what is called the abomination of desolation. And this is equivalent to the image of the beast in Revelation 13. And so the abomination of desolation is spoken of by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in Matthew 24. I'm going to read 24 verse 15 through 19 first. So when you see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation, spoken of through the prophet Daniel, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let no one on the housetop go down to take anything out of the house. Let no one in the field go back to get their cloak. How dreadful it will be for those in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Now, in case you think this is something that has been encountered before in human history, this is a first time event. Just like the creation of artificial intelligence, this is the first time in human history that we have ever got this far technologically. And it says in verse 21, for then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equaled again. So we are talking about a first time event, which is the creation of artificial general intelligence, a godlike entity that can destroy God's creation. And that's what I'm here to tell you about.